Hey YouTubers, so we're starting off with some wine. Yummy. It's good stuff. Oak leaf wine. So we got ourselves here some elderflowers, and I picked these fresh yesterday, and we're going to be making some elderflower champagne. Oh yeah. You're going to need 7 to 10 of these little bad boys, depending on their size. It's rough, so I'm just going to pull us some out and see how much we got. As you can see, so we're just going to start off with a gallon. So I'll put these to one side, pick out some pretty ones, like so. Pick some beastie good ones. And what 10 of these, put that to one side. So 10 of these lovely things to make some elderflower wine. So here is 1, 2, 3. So here are 10 heads of elderflowers, and what we're going to do is we're going to take them off the stalk, just carefully. Elderberries are easier to do, but we're just going to pull off flowers because we don't need the green bit. Is, you know, elder is poisonous and it gives you a nasty flavour, so let's not bother with them. What I've done is I've taken off pretty much all the flowers. Some of them haven't quite opened, but I've got rid of mainly all of the green stalks. And that was, like I said, the stalks and stuff of 10. So, you know, once you get the excess off, you end up with something like this. It's still got some stalkiness in it, but never mind. C'est la vie, right? So what we're going to do is I've got my bowl. I'm going to dump it in the bowl. And what we're going to do is infuse these for 24 hours. So in they go. Get much of that because it's got the flavour of the elderflower in it. Like so. The kettle's just boiling. And this is going to kill off the wild yeast because we're not going to be doing it in the usual way, because, you know, everyone does it the usual way, you know, elderflowers, white wine vinegar, you know, some lemons. So we're just going to add this in, and this is going to steep for 24 hours because we want the flavour, as you would. And we're going to do something a little different. We're going to add in some orange juice. We're also going to do the lemons, because who doesn't like lemon? Got myself a lovely unwaxed sexy firm lemon. So now we're just going to pop that over there. I'm going to grab myself a knife and we're going to cut up some lemon. Here's my lemon, and what we're going to do is I'm going to take off just some of this, little bits of the peel, trying not to get as much of the white on it as possible. It's a little bit of an art, but a little bit doesn't hurt. A lot will make it taste bitter. And we don't need it to taste bitter. See, that one's a little bit extra, but, you know, never mind, just give it a... So the reason I'm doing it this way, adding the juice in and not doing the white wine vinegar and everything, is mainly because you get bottle bombs. And anyone that's tried homebrew and made something fizzy will know what I mean. With elderflower champagne, you've got a limited amount of time to drink it before too much pressure builds up in the bottles, and the bottles basically turn into glass hand grenades, and you don't really want that. That's generally classed as bad. So now we're just going to cut them out into rough sizes because we want the jus. So we've got these little pips in, just going to move the worst of them out. Again, we're going to be straining this, so it's not so bad. So here's the lemon, yeah, like so, straight in to our thing here. Yummy! Now we're not going to add citric acid because we're going to be using the orange juice and the lemons as a replacement. So we squeeze the lemon juice in, like so. It doesn't have to be like a full thing. Get your hands in. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. And it smells pretty good. Yummy. And like I said, we're not going to be using preservatives, so we're just going to steep this with the lemons, the lemon juice, and I'm just going to grab a glass so you can see. And we're on the 200, so in goes 200 ml of our orange juice. Now it does look a bit funky right now, and that's okay. Funky isn't necessarily bad. Once we get into brewing this, the cloudy of the orangeness will disappear, because as it ferments it's going to, kind of congeal and remove all the crud in it. You'll see. It's going to be a little messy, but you end up with something lovely and drinkable at the end. So at the minute it just smells of elder and lemon. So that's cool. It has been 24 hours since we set this in to infuse in its own juices. It hasn't gone off, it hasn't done any of the fizzing like you'd get if you just infused it with hot water, not boiling water, mainly because we killed off everything pretty much. So the smell, yeah, it smells of elderflower, very strong because it's concentrated. Lemon and a bit of orange, not much, but we're going to adjust that very shortly. So I've got all my kit in front of me. Spoon, concentrate, the brewing t-shirt, because saves buying a muslin cloth. I was just going to throw it away. Make sure it's sterile or as very clean as possible. Boil it if needs be. I know this one's gone. Clean. One's clean. Going to need a colander or a strainer or a sieve, but I've only got that, hence the brewing t-shirt. And my pan. Got half a kilo of sugar because we're going to make a nice light elderflower. Pan, thing, kettle with 1.6 litres of boiled water in there. It's nice and hot. And we've just simply got pan, dump in the sugar to dissolve. Move it out of the way. Pour in just enough just to cover the sugar, get it all wet. Because we don't want caramel, we want sugared water. And instead of shaking it forever and a day, we're just going to dissolve it in the hot water. Put it on. So I've used approximately a litre of boiled water, even though we're going to top it up. So now we're just going to stir, like so. Now we're just going to stir it up till the sugar dissolves. Lovely, lovely. Be careful when you're around molten sugar, because funny enough, it's hot. So it has cleared, and as you can hear that hissing noise, that's it heating up to a boil, and it's sticky. More of the licking show. We love licking stuff. Bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble, some more. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Bubble, bubble. Right, so it's got a good bubble on the go. I can hear it. Yes, it's boiling. Yummy. So we don't want it to boil over, obviously, so I'm going to turn it over. Turn it off. Oh yeah, that's a good bubble. As you would get with very hot sugar, bubbles everywhere. We don't want that. So in our pan is bubbly hot water. I'm going to leave it on the top. Stick on the colander bit over the top of that. And now we're going to strain off the elderflower. Yeah. It's quite a simple process. Pretty much just throw it in. There's all the flowers at the end. Well. And we're just going to leave that to soak through. Now I've got my rinsed thing. Oh, that's full. Maybe I should have picked something a bit bigger, but oh well. Needs must, right? Well, since there's only a little bit, I can stick it in there. give it a smush, just to extract all of the flavors and the juices, because we like the flavors and the juices. So I'm going to give this a stir. We can top it up with that bit. Just doubly making sure, because this is going to froth, because we're going to be using orange juice. But now we've added the sugar in and diluted it, let's give it a little taste. Oh, it's mild and cheeky, and we like that. We like a little cheeky bit. Now it is quite mild, but that's okay. Stay. Because we're after a mild flavour, because we're making this into elderflower champagne. So, I have pre-prepared all the things in front of us. We've got some extra orange juice. We don't need that much, because we don't want to overpower the flavour of the elderflower, which is subtle. It's going to be nice and subtle. We've got a lemon, because we're going to extract the juice. Because, you know, a bit of citric acid, we do need acidity in it. Got a funnel, trusty funnel, sterilised, along with our demijohn, which is freshly sterilised. The demijohn sterilising video is at the top, so you can open it in a new tab and see how I do it. And fingers crossed, never had a failure. We've got our hydrometer, which we're going to be testing, and a litre of cold water. So I'm going to start by pouring in the water. Oh yeah. And this is because this is hot. So we're probably going to need a bit more, but we'll be good. And since I know the side is sterilised, because I pre-did that. Oh yes, before I forget, we're also going to be using yeast nutrient and a spoon to do it. So, oh, it smells good. There we go. Looks a lot like squash. See that? And I am using a water bottle, just to see that, you know, I've switched between the two, so you can see that you can ferment in basically anything that is watertight. Anyways, it's £6 to buy one of these with a hole drilled in the top. Oh yeah. Okay, it's got a rubber bung, so that obviously, you know, counts for the extra £4. There we go. So we're pretty much at the halfway mark, just over. Oh yeah. So we already added in 200 ml of the orange to help steep with the elderflower when we were boiling it. So this is the same carton. I've only had one cheeky drink out of it. We don't need that much. This is just a bit of extra flavour, a slight bit of sugar, and if you want to repeat this process, I'm even telling you, it's 400 ml of lovely, lovely orange juice. Now I will warn you, this one does have a tendency to get a bit wild, mainly because the orange has bits in it that you can't see, but when you ferment it's going to push it out. So just be warned, it will happen. And now we've got our lemon. Yummy, yummy. So we're just going to cut this in half. We're not going to worry about the, take out the worst of the pips, the ones that you can see. We're not going to worry about the peel. And we're just going to add in the extra citrus. Oh yeah. Now we're going to top this up, because it's going to be, like I said, explosive either way. In goes the water. Now you can add pectolase, or pectolase, you know, the pectin enzyme. Again, I'm not going to do it for this one, because I keep saying that you don't have to, so I'm not going to. And it should come out pretty clear, even though the orange has pectin in it. Yeah. We'll take a reading so we know the percentage. So just while we're waiting, I'm going to stick in half a spoon, because I can't find a teaspoon. That's about a teaspoon's worth. In it goes. Because we like rapid fermentation. So we'll take a reading, because this is now a suitable temperature. So, looking at the reading on here, because there's sugar in the orange, and we used just over 500 grams. It's, you know, the good thing about this is you can add in 1.2 kilos of sugar and it will ferment out. It'll take longer. So this is bobbing right around the 11% mark. Because you've got to remember that orange juice, better check it, it does have 23 grams of sugar per 250 ml. Not that much. Ooh, that's nasty in a good way. So, we've got 4.5 litres. We've left lots of headroom, especially for me, because I do like topping mine up to the top. And that's because this is going to go nuts. Again, I'm using the ever universal wine yeast. I love this stuff so much. It's awesome. It does pretty much everything. Apart from be nice when I want to do this thing, you know, subtly. And again, you don't have to measure it out because yeast does propagate. There we go, just a little bit over the top. And we've got enough to do another one in here. So I'm going to stick the lid on, and I'll bring this closer. And you can see a fine smattering of yeast on the top. Now, even though the water was boiling to the point where the sugar was frothing up, because we added in lots of cold, it's evened out and it's, you know, it's very mildly warm to the touch. So don't add anything in hot. If you're going to copy what I do, which I hope you do, because the brews turn out quite nice. Just make sure you don't add anything hot, otherwise you will kill your yeast. And I've left the label on here on purpose, because I've got a whiteboard marker, which I use to write on the fridge. It's good. So we've got orange and elderflower. So just find a and elderflower. And we said it was 11-ish%, and it is July. So basically, we're just going to stick this out the way, somewhere preferably with a tray. Just an old baking tray if you've got like an old kicking one kicking about. Stick it on like so, because you're going to have to clear this out. And we're going to have some tasty sparkling champagne style elderflower stuff. Anyway, so there's the orange and elderflower all labelled up and done. Very important to do that. We've kept everything sterile, sanitized, and we've reduced the amount of time that other contaminants to get into it. So we've just we've put the lid on. In a couple of hours this will start fermenting, and the carbon dioxide will create an atmosphere, just in case anyone's worrying, and we'll have a good strong fermentation because of the yeast nutrient and the orange and the elderflower and the sugar. So thanks very much, guys. See you for part 2.